This is a story from several years ago, staying at a cheap hotel in New England while visiting family. Before I begin, it's important to know that I'm not prone to nightmares, and generally pretty skeptical about occurrences that are out of the ordinary. The hotel room was closer to an apartment in some ways, with a full kitchen and a couple chairs arranged in some attempt at a sitting room. It wasn't exactly clean. The floor tiles were sticky, and the windows sat streaked with grime. One large stain in the carpet was the color of dried blood. Murder hotel, we kept calling it. But really, we didn't care. We were 15 and ecstatic to have a space away from our parents. After spending the day with family, we settled into the queen beds along the far wall of the room. There was no overhead light, and I remember how different the room looked in the glow of the sickly yellow lamps. Chills ran down my legs when I turned my back to the kitchen, but I didn't think much of it. I was a paranoid kid who read scary stories in the daytime, but still slept with a nightlight. I decided that I wasn't chicken, and that there was nothing to do but ignore the feeling. After tossing and turning a little, I fell asleep, reassured by the sound of my sister snoring from the other bed. I was standing in the parking lot of my hometown shopping center, alone except for a single figure in front of me. Whatever it was took the shape of a man. He was middle-aged, greasy brown hair hanging loosely around shoulders padded with flannel. Patches of gray flooded his poorly kept beard. His clothes were expensive, clean and crisp, as though tailored for a special occasion. But the presence wasn't human. He felt hollow. Like under that skin there was a cavity of slime and rot, and the darkness that lives in the space between the stars. The man turned to enter the building behind him, but before he could, dozens of creatures spring out from the shadows, sinking jaws into flesh and tearing claws into ironed clothes. I think they were dogs, black dogs, with an intelligence burning behind bright red eyes. They tore his body apart, snuffing out the darkness with the orange streetlights behind them. My stomach turned as I watched, and I felt hot blood splash across my face. The man cried out with an inhuman scream. Organs collapsed into messes of purple and red, and skin sloughed away like wet paper. I was not able to look away. I woke up in the chalky darkness of the hour before dawn. I clung to the sheets, kicking my legs, trying to shift myself away from the lull of sleep. The air in the room was heavy and cold, just as it had been in the dream. It felt like something wasn't right, so I buried my head in the sheets and waited until morning. We stayed at the hotel for 2 more nights. Each time I closed my eyes, it was the same man standing outside of a familiar place. Each time the dogs were there, waiting to tear him limb from limb. I began to dread sleeping, but even the dream seemed safer than the alternative of lying awake. As we packed on the last morning of our stay, my sister mentioned she had been having nightmares as well. She doesn't remember as much as I do, but she was equally terrified. There were no dogs in her dream, but there was the man, the exact same man. I don't know who lived in that hotel room before us, or what may have been lurking in the dark. It's possible that something terrible happened there, or that I gave myself a bad dream and simply missed my own bed. I think if the man had been allowed to go inside the buildings, we would not have been safe. I haven't seen or heard from either of the